Britain is a small island and it can sometimes feel quite crowded. People taking holidays in the UK almost certainly seem to opt for the same places to visit, be it London, Stonehenge, various castles, the coast, and these are all good, worthy places to explore. I'm attempting to take a leaf out of American poet Robert Frost's book. In 1916 he wrote, "Two roads diverged in a wood. Naturally I took the one less travelled by. And that made all the difference." And that's exactly what we're attempting to do with this series. A journey across a well-known land, but stepping away from the tourist trail, finding little nuggets and gems of interest and wonder that could be just down the road from where you live, but you never knew they were there. We'll be travelling the width of southern England, from Kent in the southeast to Cornwall in the distant west. And we'll show you just what secrets you can unravel if you follow the road less travelled. Perhaps one of the most crowded areas of the British Isles is the southeast corner. Even leaving London out of the equation, the area is thronged with people. But there are still pockets of almost untouched tranquility, little gems to discover not far off the beaten track, worth the effort when you get there. If you find them, treasure them. A prime example of this is the Shrine of Our Lady Star of the Sea here in Broadstairs, an ancient chapel dating back to at least the 1350s. It stands near the harbour on Albion Street, the original structure now a pub and bookshop combined, and with the original altar now having a heady new lease of life as the main bar. But inside is a place where the naval tradition of showing the flag at seaside towns to uphold the morale of the Navy was said to have begun, with a service held here in 1514, with the crew of Henry VIII's great warship, the Great Harry, in attendance, as the newest and mightiest addition to the King's fleet was moored nearby. But what couldn't be more quintessentially British than going for a pot of tea? To the west of Maidstone, on the River Medway, stands Teapot Island, a place that surely could only exist in Britain. A collection of over 7,500 teapots of all shapes, sizes and designs. It is a unique place to visit. The collection started in 1983 when owner Sue Blasey was given a teapot by her grandmother, who then encouraged other members of the family to do the same. The growth of her collection made it necessary to find suitably large premises to house all these teapots, and in 2002 she established Teapot Island. Excellent, lots of Father Christmassy stuff out there. Today her son Luke is there to greet us and give us a look at this wonderfully eccentric collection.
I've grown up with a teapot, so I've had to learn all the different things. I'd be asleep in the back of the car while we're driving to the middle of nowhere to pick up teapots and various different things. Naturally,
you get visitors from all over the world coming here. I mean, what sort of reaction? What's been the best reaction you've had of people coming here?
It's amazing. You get people that, usually the case that the woman wants to bring her husband in and the husband's like, well, I don't want to look at the teapots. She managed to bend his ear and get him through the doors, and as soon as he comes out the other side, they're smiling from ear to ear and they just can't believe all the different shapes and sizes and different things. They're not just normal teapots, they are everything you can think of.
Both Broadstairs and Teapot Island are places not too far from the beaten track. But even in this cramped corner of Britain, if you're prepared to look closely enough, you can find tranquil outposts of days long gone. England is a land littered with lost villages, settlements that never made it through to the modern day. And this is for a variety of reasons, sometimes because of Black Death, probably in the 14th century, and other economic reasons caused people to turn and leave. And they're easy to spot. A solitary church in a field, interesting lumps and bumps in the landscape, crop marks, things like that. But they're worth looking out for. You can find interesting ones. Little voices from the past reaching out to us. We're going to a place like that today, somewhere very interesting. As soon as you hear the name, the lost village of Dode, it intrigues you. It sounds like something from a Terry Pratchett novel, or like Doctor Who's Lost Moon of Poosh. But the village of Dode, the lost village, is a particularly fine example of a settlement wiped off the map in the past by a tragedy, but still leaving enough tangible evidence for its existence. I'm here to meet Doug Chapman, the current owner of Dode, and find out a bit more about the place.
The first mention of Dode is in actual fact a man called Dudder. Dudder was a Saxon settler who I lived just up the road in the valley here. It goes back over 1,000 years, but of course beyond that there's a Roman building under where I'm sitting, and underneath that we're on a pagan mound. I first heard about Dode in an article in a newspaper that there was this deserted church in the middle of a valley in the North Downs, which was got a planning application to turn it into a house. Came up here and within 3 days had to say to my wife, you know that little church we looked at on Sunday, it's ours.
How did she react to that? Was she?
Led Zeppelin is a word you often hear, isn't it? She's actually got used to it now. I mean, you know, she's forgiven me. When we came here, it was a ruin. We took 7 years just putting it back together because we loved it.
And so our journey continues, heading west the whole time through Sussex, Hampshire, Dorset, Devon, Cornwall, always staying off the tourist trail, finding hidden gems of our heritage, places that are eccentric, weird and different, places you will only find if you follow the secrets of the road less travelled.